Hello and welcome to SportsVision, the magazine on WTMB. Joe Palo, Mike Cragen, always ready. Bear Cragen, we got a great show for you today. Lots of wrestling action. Apology to get in one or two. You're ready.
We're ready, and both teams were ready this Saturday. They wrestled in the region duels. We're going to show it to you real quick. It's going to be commercial-free. It's going to be almost the entire show. We got to apologize quickly. The 7th grade champions from Cleveland in the T-back, girls and boys. We got about 10 seconds left. Al Miller pulled out all the stops. It was a great matchup. It's coming at you right now. T-back, you'll be on next week. What a match. Whoa is right. It's the first match of the day. Would be a thriller. It would set the tone for what would be an exciting day of wrestling last Saturday at Bradley's Jim Smitty Arena. It was Josh Huffington versus Tyler Bond of Cleveland. And here they go. They are going at it. It was a great match right off the get-go. Tyler Bond with the takedown right there. And they are still going at it. Huffington now would even the score. This would be back and forth. A match that was just totally set the tone for the day. The crowd was into it as you saw Huffington get a takedown. Huffington with another takedown here. He would slowly build himself a lead over Tyler Bond of Cleveland right now, and I'm telling you, this thing went back and forth. These two guys are about as even as you can get. Here's Huffington right here trying to get him back to the mat. Bond now is going to switch right here, going to end up picking up 2 points for the Cleveland Blue Raiders. You can see the Raider faithful in the background as they are getting excited now as Tyler Bond trying to stage a little comeback, but Huffington still working hard right now, would catch Bond right there and end up scoring 2 more as he would regain the lead, throw him over to his back. Of course, that was out of the circle, did not get any points right there, and still they are scrambling. Huffington now has a body lock. He's going to end up coming up with a 2-point takedown again, building a 4-point lead, and here's some more of the building of the lead as he's going to get an escape right here and a reversal. There it is, as he grabs him by the head, and Huffington will now pick up reversal for 2. Then Bond's going to get himself an escape, and they still go to further action right now. We are another takedown here with Huffington, so taking command of the match. It appears that Bradley's going to get one that they did not get the first time around. And Bond now still fighting all the way through. We're into the 3rd period. He gets away again one more time. And the seconds to go, about 20 seconds left in the period. Down 5, he will tie up the match right here. They're going to go into overtime. So one that looks like Bradley had stolen away from the last time around, it's going to turn right back around in Cleveland's favor. Here's Bond with the takedown in overtime. You see the Cleveland fans go nuts. And that would put Cleveland on top after the first match of the day in the team score now, as Cleveland takes a 3-0 lead with that decision in overtime. Second match at 189. Cleveland would make one of the many moves they made for today to try to reverse some of the decisions of last time with Bradley. They start substitute Cody Morgan at 189 pounds because they're getting ready to move Michael Hampton up in the next match. But this first, Cody Morgan versus Matt Brooking at 189. Here we go. Cody Morgan did what he was asked to do, come in and be a junior varsity wrestler and upset one of the Bradley starters. You saw Morgan right there with an early takedown to take a 2-0 lead. He would also escape as he takes the bottom position in the beginning of the 2nd period. So Cody Morgan filling in for Michael Hampton, who would move up to 215 in the following match, is going to take care of Matt Brooking right here. As Morgan, you see another takedown, and he would get another escape right here to get away from Matt Brooking, as Cody Morgan steps up for Cleveland and steals a match away that they've got to have, and a nice takedown right there as Morgan comes out on top again. Right there with 2 more takedowns. He's going to finish it right there. The referee gives the 2 points. So Cleveland now looking good. Their strategy starting to work, and some of the many moves they made for the day. Morgan goes up on Brooking, gets a decision with an 8-1 score, and that puts Cleveland in good shape early on. Team score now, Cleveland 6, Bradley 0. Third match of the day, 215 pounds. Michael Hampton of Cleveland moves up to take on Jonathansibley, and he would do his job for the Cleveland Blue Raiders. Jonathansibley, one of the highly ranked 215-pounders in the state. Michael Hampton right now, they're at 0-0. Hampton's going to take down here at the beginning of the second period where we pick up the action. Hampton struggling to get away from the larger Sibley. He will get out right there for a 1-0 lead, and he would maintain that lead going into the third. In the third period, John Sibley takes down. He will tie the match up right here as he will get an escape. So a great matchup right now. Key match for Cleveland to pull off if they're going to upset the Bradley Central Bears. Still ranked number 1 in the state are the Bears, and this is one of the top-ranked wrestlers in the state at 215, but he gets taken down right there at the edge of the circle. He does get the legs, gets them together. Control right there is called by the official. Good call as he goes up to and leads 3-1. Sibley would escape right here and get away to make it 3-2, and then desperately, as you'll see here, as the action picks up, he's going to try to get a takedown. We're seconds left in the match, winding down. Michael Hampton just trying to hold on, trying to keep him at bay. He is successful, and the Raiders pull off a big upset right here as they end up now claiming a 3-2 decision by Hampton over Sibley. Team score, Raiders go up 9-0, feeling good about things and looking pretty good shape right now as far as the match score goes and the outcome. Moving on to the heavyweight match now, it is Thomas Fulmer moving up from his normal spot at 215 to take on Sean Grady, Bradley's second-ranked heavyweight. And here is the match right here. It was a good one. They came out fighting. Take a look at the intensity right there. Grady, always a bundle of energy, gets a takedown early on Fulmer. Fulmer, as I said, moving up where Michael Hampton moved in his spot. Fulmer moved up in the normal heavyweight Eric Chartier's spot for Cleveland. And Grady lets him escape right there, but the match would be dominated by Sean Grady as he would score several points right here. There's a shot, and he will score off Fulmer's shot right there. Sean Grady, always intense, picking up 2 more points for his score against Thomas Fulmer. And there they go, out of bounds, as now Grady takes bottom right here in this period. He will escape now, coming back up, getting another point. As you can see, Fulmer doing the best he can, but undersized right here. Normally at 215, one of the moves Al Miller made. A couple of them were successful early on, and Cleveland just lost the decision at this point last time. The outcome there would be the same, as Fulmer would fight hard. But Grady, there's another takedown for him for Bradley Central, would come up with a 9-4 decision. That's 3 more team points, and Bradley Central now gets on a scoreboard. Cleveland leading at this point after the heavyweight match 9-3. Another move for the Cleveland Raiders at 103 pounds as they insert Jacob Sewell, a little bit larger than Kyle Cronin, who usually starts for Cleveland. Jacob Sewell will try to do his best against Hunter Randolph, but the second-ranked Randolph would show his stuff. Let's take a look early and often. This is it right here. You're going to see match start to finish just after the handshake. Hunter Randolph down to business, locks up a cradle on his feet. Check that out. Picks up the single, gets the cradle locked up on the way to the mat, and got him in a rough position right now. Jacob Sewell, larger than Kyle Cronin, filling in, but Randolph's having none of it right here as he gets a 17-second pin, pumping up the Bears right there, tying up the scores. You can see Hunter Randolph of Bradley pins Sewell of Cleveland. Team score now tied up at 9. On to the 112-pound match where the number 1 ranked wrestler in the state, Danny Coleman, would get a scare from Tanner Johnson of Bradley. However, here we go. Let's take a look. This match was wild and woolly early. Right here is Coleman. He would take control and look like he would dominate Johnson. He's wrestled him twice before and beaten him pretty soundly. Actually came away with 2 pins. So Coleman, always aggressive, always after it. Right here, there was a takedown. He's going to let Johnson up right now. And this right here was a moment that Bradley thought they might be able to do something that they had no expectations of doing. Check this out right here. Johnson will work his way over and actually have Coleman on his back ready to pin. However, you're not state champ. You're not number 1 in the state for nothing. You know how to work out of trouble like that. Danny Coleman gets back to his stomach, but right now he is trailing to Johnson. Johnson more aggressive now, thinking he's got a little bit of a shot at it, but Danny Coleman says, no, you don't. I'm number 1. I'm Danny Coleman of Cleveland. I'm a state champion, and I'm going to go ahead and finish the business right now. He takes Johnson to his back right here, and he would score some points, regain the lead right here, and now he's just going to stuff his head, get a hold of the wrist here in just a second. He's got the half in, and Johnson cannot do too much at this point. You got a senior right here, very strong, athletic senior state champ going against Bradley's Tanner Johnson. Great fight. Put the scare of his life in Danny Coleman right there, because that would have been a huge loss for Cleveland. But they come away with what they expected in this match, with a pin. As you're going to see Coleman finally get it nailed. Johnson fighting hard, but state champ Danny Coleman too much right there. He gets the mat slap. Check out the Cleveland fans in the background. They know they just regained the lead in this match right now as Coleman pins Johnson. Team score, Cleveland goes back up 15-9. These two at 119 have faced each other twice. It's Josh Bursing of Cleveland versus David Mang. And Bursing, losing 2 times to Mang, would try to reverse that decision right here in an important region match. Here we go. As this is Mang right now. He is in Bradley black, and he's trying to hang on here as Bursing sitting there with a pretty good position. But Mang is going to turn it into 2 points here, as he will spin around from the front head and end up getting 2. David Mang right now. Bradley thinking they need some extra points. Mang has got a major decision now. Last time they faced in a 31-30 thriller at Cleveland. So Bradley faithful are hoping right now that Mang can come up with at least as many with a major decision, or quite possibly even a pin. Would he be able to deliver? We'll watch right here as Mang again get an escape. Now he's going to try to score some points. They show the escape right there. Now we show Mang letting Bursing up, and Mang is going to end up spinning around here momentarily. It's going to take him a little time, but he had to work for every point he got. But he's going to get himself another 2 right here, as he is going to get control momentarily, as he will spin around and get behind Bursing and actually almost roll him to his back right there, but he does not get the back points. However, right there, he makes a move where he's going to get him in position to turn him to his back. There he is, as Mang now looking for a pin. The Bradley fans, if you can hear them in the background, are hollering quite fervently right now, because Mang may pick up a couple extra points. They just got 4. This time they're going to get 6 as the team, as David Mang gets a pin at 119 pounds. That puts Bradley even now, as this match going back and forth with the momentum. It's 15-all after the 119-pound match. 2 new faces going out at 125 pounds. This is Jeremy Govero of Cleveland versus Andy Morris of Bradley. What has happened in this weight class is Ramos of Cleveland had torn his elbow and had some cartilage damage, as he ended up not being able to participate. And Matt Culberson, Bradley's normal 130 pounds, got shoved out of the lineup as he had a shoulder problem. So these two are filling in right now. Jeremy Govero of Cleveland versus Andy Morris, and this one had both sides on their feet a couple times. Let's take a look at the action right here, as it was wild and woolly. Morris taking control early on, looking like he's in great shape to do a lot of damage and pick up some big points for Bradley right there. He gets a takedown. Govero with the escape. Morris, nice slide by again, had that working a couple times. Gets a takedown, gets legs in, and Bradley looking to hopefully pick up some points at 125 with the absence of Ramos out of there. Normally Tanner Withrow would go with Ramos, but as you can see, filling in for Withrow, Andy Morris doing a great job. Filling in for Ramos, Jeremy Govero, as Morris with the takedown and letting him back up right there. As you can see, this is going to get really exciting here in a minute. Here is a nice ankle pick, ends up getting enough of it to go ahead and get a takedown right there, as Morris taking control, looking for a tech fall right here, getting several takedowns, taking command in the match. He will eventually get Govero to his back. And right here is the move, and he'll have him locked up in the mount right there. So Bradley fans are going nuts looking for a pin, and the referee not calling it. Bradley kind of thought they had it there for a minute, but the referee in great position does not call it. Well, check this out. This thing starts to heat up right now, as it looks like it's all over for Govero. But take a look, as he will fight his way off his back, and not only will he fight his way off his back, he will catch Morris and turn him onto his back. Look at the Cleveland. Look at the change in the momentum in the background there, as their wrestlers up, begging for the pin. Take a look. There's the injured Ramos there in a white T-shirt, hoping his counterpart, his fill in there, can do the job. Govero doing his best right there to try to get Morris stuck, but as you can tell, the ref in great position. And look at this. Talk about the fans and the momentum swing, and this was a key big match right here. Morris turns him back over, so now Morris in control. So a couple of 5-point moves right there that changed the match around. Period ends now. And Morris being a little careful. See, the coaches have making sure that he will just let him up and go for takedowns at this point. So Andy Morris shooting in, getting his 2 points on his takedowns, and then not getting on the mat to risk another situation in a match that he had under control where he got exposed to his back and just about had a huge reversal for Cleveland right there. So as you can see, not staying on the mat, getting his takedowns, letting him up, and going from there to get a 5-point technical fall, which he would eventually end up with. And right there it is, as you can tell, and the Cleveland people not too happy right there in that match because momentarily they had a shot at a big win at 125, but Morris over Govero right here with a technical fall. Team score now big for Bradley as they take a 5-point lead. It's 20-15. A little bit of a change at 130 pounds as Tanner Withrow for Bradley. The normal 125 would move up to take on Pete Miller as he would replace Matt Culbertson. Pete Miller, the 130-pound tough. He's ranked number 2 in the state. I think he can win a state title, and he proved it here today. Take a look at this as Pete Miller is working hard on Tanner Withrow. Nice takedown early. Pete was aggressive and taking it to him right here as he's got the 2-on-1, going to try to turn him to his back and is successful right there at that point. And looking like to get the stick right there. And here's one where Cleveland thought that they quite possibly should have had 6. And I tell you what, it looks like they may have had it a couple times, but the referee, again, in good position, did not give them the call right there. And Coach Miller not too happy with that, but as you can tell, the referee in great position did not give the pin. There was a couple of those going both ways. Miller now trying to put the crank on as he's in legs, trying to turn him, and he will do it again. So he is going up big early and getting physical and taking it to Tanner Withrow at 130 pounds. Of course, Withrow moving up out of his weight class to try to take on Pete Miller as Andy Morris stepped in for him and did a job at 25. Cleveland did get 5 points at this position, at this weight class last time. Withrow trying to keep it less than that as he's struggling now, working hard to get off his back. However, right here, he would get injured right now as his arm gets out of position. They stopped the match for a minute as Pete Miller physical, taking it to him. And now they're back at it again, and Miller would take another takedown as Withrow would recover, and Miller comes up with a 10-0 major decision. So Cleveland picked up 5 at that spot last time, getting just 4 right there, and a controversial no pin call. However, it's 10-0 Miller over Withrow, major decision. Cleveland now pulling within 1. It's Bradley 20-19 after the 130-pound match. Moving into the strength of Bradley's lineup now as Coach Laxton refers to these next 4 weight classes as his murderer's row. We start out at 135 pounds. Would the newly number one ranked Ryan Enzminger fulfill that prediction? Here we go. Ryan Enzminger of Bradley versus Jesse Odell of Cleveland. Last time we picked up a major, did Bradley, at the 135-pound match, and they're going at it again. Odell very aggressive, very scrappy, but Ryan Enzminger seasoned and going to be able to pull out a takedown right here out of this as they're going to scramble on the mat. And here it is. He gets a takedown, and not only does he get the takedown, he will pick up a couple of back points. So at 135, 40, 45, 52, Bradley expected to pull out those matches. Enzminger the first of this row to see if it can get done so Bradley can take control of the match. Enzminger now lets Odell up, and Odell sitting there, good lock right here, and throws in the leg, and is going to end up with a takedown. So he would pull back in within 1 right there as he would pick up 2 points. However, after that, it became the Ryan Enzminger's match right there after Odell does look like he's going to throw him to his back. He doesn't catch him, and it turns into 2 and back points for Enzminger. From this point forward, Ryan Enzminger takes over and just about gets a pin right here. There was a couple spots. This is one where Bradley thought maybe they had a stick. However, there were several close calls, but no calls. Both sides of the mat. Bradley feeling they had a couple, Cleveland feeling they had a couple, but Odell would survive this, as it looks like Bradley would pick up 6 points rather than the 4 they got last time. Enzminger, though, building up his lead right here, building it to the point where he would at least be able to get a major should he hang on and win. And check this out, Odell with a fight for a long time on his back. Here's Enzminger again. He's going to high leg over. Odell trying to do a tilt. Doesn't work. Enzminger high legs over the top, and he would end up with a major decision. It's 12-3. Enzminger over Odell. Major decision right there. Gives it Bradley 24, Cleveland 19 as we head into 140. .140 featured number 1 ranked Travis Cragen of Bradley versus Matt Bracato. Tough opponent. Tenacious, hard to turn and pin. And here they go at it right here as Cragen working on takedowns. Nice low single right there. Would try to come around. End up with a little bit of an Iranian out the back and going to score 2 as he will take control of the match right here with Bracato basically working takedowns. Let Bracato up. There's Bracato with a shot, Cragen with the spin, and Cragen again with a 2-point takedown as let Bracato escape right there, and then again go for takedowns to try to build up at least a major. They do this, the reason they do this is so opponent will not just lay on the mat and not be able to turn and get back points, because if you don't want to get turned, it's easy not to get turned if that's all you're aiming for. However, Cragen will let Bracato up, try to build up the major at least before going for the pin. Ends up with a single right here and will eventually scramble his way into a takedown as it would become a takedown match, and let him up and take down again as Cragen will build up his lead right here, trying to at least get the 4 he got last time. Letting him go at the beginning of the 3rd period, and again going at another takedown with the spin right there. He'll pick it up right there at 140 pounds. Matt Bracato, tough opponent, always fighting hard. Never giving in, takedown up without a fight, and as you can see, Cragen will, however, would pick another one up right here, and would do it again to end up being able to at least get the major points for Bradley, as he will pick up another single and end up right here scoring off of it. It will end up being a good scramble by Bracato, but Cragen eventually would get the single in and get the points as he will come around behind, reach in, try to catch the other leg. Bracato trying to get the match close, keep it close. But right here, Cragen will capture the other leg, and as he does, is able to turn around and get the 2 points right there. So at the 140-pound match, it ends up being Travis Cragen with the victory right there. It'll end up being a decision. And we got one more takedown coming up, I believe, right here. There it is. Nope, that's it right there, as the decision is 12-4. Cragen over Bracato. Team score now, Bradley 28, Cleveland 19. Cleveland still in a hunt, and another key match for them at 145 pounds. These 2 wrestlers have met twice and split both of them. 2-point decisions, one of them in overtime. This one would be no different. This is Jimbo Nichols of Cleveland versus Mark Fuller of Bradley. Let's take a look right here as Nichols, as he has in all 3 matches, takes the early lead right there as he gets a takedown 2-0, but Fuller quickly gets a reversal right there, and then he'll end up scoring a couple of points himself, so it will be even right here as the score now 2-2. It's hard to keep track with these two as they go back and forth, but Fuller likes to stay on his feet. For Bradley is going to go ahead and do the release. He's going to do optional start and let Nichols go, and right here looks like he's going to get himself a couple of points, and will he be able to get around behind and get awarded the 2? Eventually he will, as he controls the arm right there of Jimbo Nichols and is just about ready to score 2 points, but will Nichols turn it into 2? He does, so they go back and forth again. 2 for Fuller, 2 for Nichols. Fuller again, now he has bottom going into the 2nd period. He will escape. Now he will get himself a takedown right there as he comes out on top of the scramble, but as you can see, everything has worked for these two to try to score on one another. Back and forth they go. This has been the 3rd match between these 2 guys, and it is continually like this. One scores, the other one scores. Who's going to come out on top? It's often who scores last, and Mark Fuller would end up scoring last. He would win this match by 2 points right here as he takes an 8-6 decision over Jimbo Nichols of Cleveland. Bradley now taking control. Cleveland needing 2 pins to win as there's 2 matches left. It's 31-19 after that match at 145. And what a match it was at 152 pounds. Another big move right here for Cleveland as they dropped their normal 160 down. Derrick Harrison to take the #1 ranked wrestler in the state of Bradley, Justin Spain, on right there. And it almost worked out great for Cleveland. However, the #1 ranked Spain would prevail. Right here it is. As you can see, Harrison early. This is the first period early on. Looks like he's got himself a cradle. Starts to turn Spain, but Spain will turn it into points for him. So there was a scramble right there, a little scoring for both sides. The referees worked it out. Both coaches not sure who should have scored where right there, but Spain, as you can see, comes out on top and takes control right here, trying to turn right here. He's got Harrison in legs right here. Harrison, though, deciding the cradle worked a minute ago. He's going to try it again, and this would be a big moment in the match, as this match right here had some funny things happen right here, as Harrison would somewhere right along here pick up a cut and an injury right here on his eyebrow that would have him bleeding profusely. Now look, he has Spain in big trouble, looking like it may be a stick. The referee stops it. They're supposed to automatically. However, he did award all back points plus a penalty back point, which is the right call. So he got his back points. Would he have pinned him right there? Bradley people say no. Cleveland thought they would. Harrison takes a long time to get bandaged. Took about 4 or 5 minutes to get the blood stopped. They did finally get the blood stopped. As you can see right now, though, Spain would take control of the match after the injury, and he would come away with a reversal right there. Going to end up with a takedown right here. So after a scare, again, just like in the match with Danny Coleman, there was a scare with Tanner Johnson, maybe with a pin, a scare right here at 60, as Harrison looked like he may have a pin. But at the end, Spain picks up some big back points right there, goes ahead 12-7, would get a decision for the Bradley Central Bears. And right now, that team score is 34-19, so the match is out of reach as we go into the final match at 160. At 160 pounds, it was Michael Williams who moved up from his normal 52-pound spot that Derrick Harrison filled against Justin Spain. So Michael Williams faced Spain last time. This time he will face the man that Harrison faced from Cleveland. It's Stephen Crisp of Bradley. So Cleveland hoping they could get the 52-pound and the 60 match by making this move. 52-pound didn't go their way, and now they're going to see if they can still pick up 60, even though the match itself is out of reach. But Michael Williams with the takedown early, but Crisp would escape and then take Williams down right here with a nice slide by, and then Crisp would start to take control of the match as Williams would take a shot. Crisp would lock in the crotch right there, hang on, scoot, and try to get his 2. He will be awarded that 2 here shortly, and Stephen Crisp will cross face and pick up the 2 at that point right there. So here we are. Williams will turn a 2-point reversal for him in points for himself right now, but it would not be enough as Crisp again would escape, and then Crisp would score another takedown right there with another slide by to the mat right there. This match would end up 8-4. Look at them shake hands. Let's watch the opponents here give each other congrats, because Bradley now moves on to Clarksville this weekend. If you're watching on Saturday, that's where they'll be, as that's final score. There they are with their plaque, the region champs. The final score of the last match right there. Crisp over Williams 8-4. Final score, Bradley 37, Cleveland 19, in another great matchup between these two great wrestling schools.
What a match.
Unbelievable.
And you know, this really could have been the state championship right there.
And Coach Miller of Cleveland mentioned that in the post comments. He had the stuff he had in the paper and talked to the news media. And the top 3 teams in the state, in my opinion, without a doubt, Cleveland's already beaten Saudi Daisy. Cleveland and Bradley have had 2 wonderful matches, 31-30, and then this one. And of course, Franklin, Bradley edged by, I think, about 5 or 6 points is all. And those 3 are the best 3 teams in the state. And it's too bad that only one from this region gets to go, because the winner of that Bradley-Cleveland one goes, the other one sits home. And really, they're going to take the top 8, so they say, try to represent all the regions.
So Bradley's got to beat Franklin again.
Franklin this weekend in Clarksville. If it's Saturday, they're going at it right now, and hopefully they're going to beat Franklin. They've got to get by a couple teams first that I think they should be, but all going like it ought to, they should end up with Franklin. So we'll see you next week. TVAC, please note, all you 7th grade champions, congratulations.
Yes.
And you're going to be on next week. We're sorry we didn't show you this week. Moms, we apologize. We'll get it. We'll see you next week on SportsVision.
Have a good one.